Hello, Hauntline Studios? My name's Daniel. I'm 45 years old and I'm calling from New York. I've been a subway train operator for more than 20 years. I'm calling because there's something happening on my route that I can't explain, and I don't think anyone else would believe me if I told them. For the past few years, I keep seeing the same woman standing on subway platforms right before my train arrives. The problem is, she already died in front of my train once, and the last time I saw her, she told me, "I'm next." I've been driving subway trains in New York for 21 years. You learn things in that job most people never think about. You learn the sounds a train makes when it's healthy, the way the rails hum differently in winter, how the tunnels breathe warm air in the summer like the city itself has lungs. And you learn something else. You learn that eventually, someone ends up on the tracks. Every operator knows it. They don't tell you during training, but the older drivers will say it quietly when you're on break. Not if, when. When someone jumps, when someone slips, when someone decides the train coming toward them is the end of something. The rule they teach us is simple. If you see someone on the tracks, you hit the brake immediately. But here's the truth they don't put in the manuals. A subway train could weigh hundreds of tons. At full speed, you're not stopping in time. I had gone almost 10 years without seeing it happen. 10 years of late shifts, weekend shifts, holiday runs. I drove the night routes mostly. Less crowded, less chaos. Just tunnels, stations, and the long stretch of track between them. Then one night in November, it happened. I remember the exact time, 1:42 in the morning. I was pulling into a station in Lower Manhattan. The platform wasn't crowded. Maybe a dozen people scattered along the edge, just regular late-night commuters. Then, I saw her. She stepped forward right as the train rounded the curve. She wasn't pushed, she didn't trip. She stepped forward deliberately, like someone walking into a room. I slammed the emergency brake. There's a sound a train makes when the brakes lock, metal screaming against metal. But I already knew. There was no stopping. The impact wasn't loud like people imagine. It was dull, heavy. And then the train finally ground to a stop halfway down the platform. The tunnel went quiet. Nobody moved for a few seconds. People were frozen. You could hear someone crying on the platform. I sat there in the cab staring forward, because operators aren't supposed to leave the train after something like that. You wait for the transit police, but I already knew what was down there. I had seen her face for half a second before the train hit. She had dark hair, a pale coat, and the strangest expression I've ever seen. Not fear, not panic, just calm, like she had already made peace with it. The police eventually came. They did their report, asked the usual questions. Did she jump? Did you sound the horn? Did you apply the emergency brake? Yes, yes, yes. They pulled her out from under the first car. I didn't watch. Most operators don't. You learn to stare straight ahead. They shut the line down for about an hour. Then another train came to take over the route, and they sent me home early. That's the part people never understand. The trains don't stop forever. The city keeps moving, even after something like that. For a few weeks, I had trouble sleeping. That's normal. You keep replaying it in your head, that moment when you see someone step forward, the second where you realize what's about to happen. But eventually it fades. The job forces you to move on. Years passed. 5 years, maybe 6. I had almost forgotten her face. Then one night, I saw her again. It was another late shift, different station, different part of the city. But the moment the train entered the platform, I saw a woman standing right at the edge. Pale coat, dark hair. Something about her posture made my stomach twist because I recognized it instantly. The way she leaned slightly forward, the way her arms hung at her sides, exactly the same as that night years ago. I felt this cold rush go through me, like my body knew something my brain hadn't caught up with yet. Then the train headlights hit her face, and I saw it. It was her. Same woman, Same face. She stepped forward. I slammed the brakes again, and again the train didn't stop in time. The impact came. The same heavy sound, passengers screaming on the platform, and then silence. When the train stopped, I just sat there, gripping the controls, because something was wrong, very wrong. This couldn't be happening again. The police came. They pulled the body out, and I heard one of them say something that made my stomach drop. Another jumper. Another. Like it was normal, like it was just a different person. But I knew it wasn't. I had seen her face clearly. It was the same woman from years ago. When I told the officer that, he just shook his head. "Sir, this isn't the same person." He showed me the report. Different name, different age, different everything. But I knew what I saw. The same coat, the same face, the same calm expression. After that night, something started happening. Every few months, I would see her again, always on a different platform, always standing right at the edge, and always wearing that pale coat. At first, I thought I was imagining it. Maybe the job was getting to me. Maybe my brain was replaying old trauma. But then it happened again and again, each time the same pattern. The train enters the station, she stands at the edge, she steps forward, and the train hits her. Every time. The police always say it's a different person, different victim, different incident, but I know what I'm seeing. It's the same woman, and every time it happens, she looks exactly the same. Not older, not different, exactly the same as the first night. After the fourth time, I started asking around, quietly. Other operators, transit workers, people who had been on the job longer than me. At first, nobody wanted to talk about it, but eventually, one of the older drivers told me something strange. He said, "You ever hear about the platform woman?" I asked what he meant. He just shrugged. Some drivers say they see the same jumper more than once. I asked him if he believed it. He didn't answer right away. Then he said something that stuck with me. Some things down in those tunnels don't move on. After that conversation, I started noticing something else. Every time she appeared, it was on my train, not someone else's, mine. Different stations, different nights, but always my train. Months would pass with nothing happening. Then suddenly I'd round a curve into a station, and there she would be, standing at the edge, waiting. The fifth time I saw her, I almost didn't stop the train. Not because I didn't care, but because I already knew what was about to happen. I hit the brakes anyway, and just like every other time, she stepped forward. Another impact, another report, another victim with a different name. By the sixth time, I started paying closer attention because something about her behavior was changing. The first few times, she never looked at me. Her eyes were always forward, like she was focused on the tracks. But that night, when the train lights hit her face, she looked straight at the cab, straight at me, just for a second, before stepping forward. That look stayed with me for weeks. It felt deliberate, like she knew I was there. The seventh time was worse, because she didn't jump immediately. The train rolled into the station, she stood there, right at the edge, but instead of looking at the tracks, she was already staring directly at the cab, at me. I hit the brakes early. The train screeched as it slowed. Passengers on the platform were backing away, confused, but she didn't move. She just watched me. Then finally, right before the train stopped, she stepped forward. The eighth time I saw her, I almost quit my job, because by then I knew something for certain. She wasn't appearing randomly. She was getting closer, closer to the front of the train, closer to me, and every time she looked at me longer. The last time I saw her was 3 weeks ago. I was pulling into a station in Brooklyn. The platform was nearly empty, just a few people scattered around. Then I saw that pale coat again. But this time, she wasn't standing at the middle of the platform. She was standing directly in front of the train cab, right where the first car would stop.
I felt this cold wave go through my chest because she was facing me, already looking straight into the cab. The train headlights lit up her face, and I saw that same calm expression she had the first night. But something was different. She wasn't leaning forward anymore. She wasn't preparing to jump. She was just standing there, watching me. I slowed the train. My hands were shaking on the controls. The platform got closer, closer. Passengers nearby started moving away from the edge, but she didn't move. She just kept staring at me. The train finally came to a stop, and she was still there, right in front of the cab. Alive, not on the tracks, not jumping, just standing there. For the first time, she didn't step forward. Instead, she slowly raised her head. Our eyes met through the front window, and then she smiled. It wasn't a big smile, just a small one, like someone who finally got what they wanted. Then she mouthed 4 words. I could see them clearly through the glass, slow, deliberate. Next time, it's you. And then she stepped backward into the crowd, not onto the tracks, back onto the platform. People walked past her like she was just another commuter. The doors opened, passengers got on and off the train, but when I looked again, she was gone. I checked the cameras later that night, every camera on the platform, every angle. There was no woman in a pale coat, no one standing in front of the cab, no one mouthing anything, just passengers waiting for the train. I've checked the footage a dozen times since then, nothing. But here's the part that made me call tonight, because 3 nights ago, something new happened. I was driving through a tunnel between stations, no platforms, no people, just darkness and rails. And in the reflection of the front window, I saw someone standing behind me in the cab. A woman, dark hair, pale coat, and when I turned around, the cab was empty.
If you love the slow burn of fear, the stories that creep under your skin, subscribe now. Don't fight the darkness. Let it follow you.